Welcome to Candy's Homestead. I'm Donna. Today I'm going to make some cookies for Christmas, and they're called Danish Wedding Cookies. Some people consider they're similar or the same as Mexican wedding cookies. I call them Danish Wedding Cookies because they are so much like the Danish wedding cookies that you could buy in the store in the pink box made by Keebler's. Some people say they don't make them anymore. I don't know. I haven't bought them in so long because I make them. They are a delicious cookie. They're very good to serve at Christmas parties or to take to your family get-togethers during the holidays. They're good any time of year, actually, but they are fun to make to take to your Christmas parties or your family get-togethers during the holidays. I'm going to make them today, and I'm going to share the recipe that I use. I've had this recipe for 15, 20 years maybe, and there are some variations to the recipe. I'm going to read you what the ingredients are. 2 sticks of butter softened, 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar, 1 3/4 cups of plain flour plus a 1/4 cup of self-rising flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now there's 2 other options that can and don't have to be added. Sometimes I add them when I have them, sometimes I leave them out, and the cookie is perfectly delicious with or without. Nuts. Not everybody can use nuts or like nuts, but if you are somebody who uses nuts, a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. That can be walnuts, almonds, or pecans. Today I'm using walnuts, and I have chopped them up with my little mini blender and made them into very, very fine particles because the cookies are going to be very small, so you don't want a large nut in that cookie. You want small bits. And a 1/2 cup of small mini or chopped up chocolate morsels like you would use for chocolate chip cookies, and a 1/4 cup of coconut. Today I'm not going to be using coconut. I'm out, but I have done the cookies with and without the coconut, and they're delicious either way, and you're not going to be missing it if you don't add coconut. I'm going to preheat my oven to 325. So let's get started. I've already got everything pre-measured in separate bowls. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the flour and the powdered sugar all together. Now I'm going to add my softened butter. I actually over softened it, but it'll be all right. I really don't want it all liquidy, but this will be fine. I'm going to use a hand mixer and get this blended in really well. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. Now I'm going to add the chocolate morsels and the walnuts. It's going to start becoming dry and crumbly, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Now I'm ready to put them on an ungreased cookie sheet. Just using a regular teaspoon, scoop out just a spoonful. It'll be semi-dry. not too wet, and just roll it into a ball, and then just give a light press like that. And just press them out about that size. My first batch is ready, and there's 24 cookies on this first batch. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'm going to bake them for approximately 20 minutes or until they're kind of light golden brown. The first batch is ready, and I'm going to transfer these to parchment paper so they can cool down. They have to cool down completely, and then they will get dunked in some powdered sugar. Once the cookies have cooled down, you want to shake them into some powdered sugar. I have this double bowl here with a sifter on top, and I've got my powdered sugar in here. They can be done in a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag, or even just swirled around in a bowl, whatever is handy. So once the cookies cool down, and they really do have to cool down or it will melt the powdered sugar, we're going to do this. Oh man, they look so yummy. I'm going to put them in my bowl here. They won't last long, that's for sure. They get eaten up very quickly. I'm still waiting on my second batch. When I put the first batch in, I did say bake them for 20 minutes. However, you can go up to 30 minutes if your batter was not dry and crumbly. There's two things that you can do. You can sift a little extra flour into the batter and dry the batter up, or you can bake them for an additional 10 minutes. So 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how your batter is. And the only reason your batter would be not dry enough is if you softened or melted your butter by accident. My butter was just a little bit melted, so I did sprinkle a little bit of flour, just a dusting, to make that batter a little more firm. You just want the batter to be firm and kind of crumbly, and that's going to make the cookie inside a dry, crunchy cookie like it's supposed to be. These are beautiful. I recently made some date nut balls, and I'm going to put a little gift package together for a friend of mine with a few date nut balls and some of these cookies. These cookies make a great gift. They are delicious. There we go. I'll eat this one. My second batch is out, and that made 14. While that last batch is cooling, I'm going to do a taste test. As always, they are so good. They're not hard inside. They're just firm and slightly crunchy, which is good. And that powdered sugar is like delicious final touch. You can see little bits of the nuts in there. There's a little piece of the chocolate morsel. Y'all, these are so good. Oh my. They taste just like the Keebler Danish Wedding Cookies. They are so good. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you'll also subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And I will see you on the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.